all you've got is one old ship and half a crew to staff her?
Where you see half a crew, Isabel, I see family. And where you see one old ship, I see home. And that is always worth fighting for.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Starfield build guide. We've got a special ship today, and that special ship is the UNSC Spirit of Fire from Halo. Despite being designed as a colony ship, she's seen combat from Harvest all the way to the Ark on the outer limits of the galaxy. Before we jump in, I want to give you guys a massive thank you for all the support over the past month. At the time of uploading, I recently joined YouTube's partner program, which was a massive milestone of mine. I quite literally would not have made it without you guys, so thank you. But I don't want to keep you guys on the edge of your seat for too long, so let's jump on over to the shipbuilder. Building this replica is going to cost you a pretty penny. Without any commerce ranks, you're going to fall just shy of 700,000 credits. It's expensive. This ship is Class C, and it's got a lot of cutting-edge components, so you'll need Rank 4 piloting and Rank 4 starship design. The Spirit of Fire's got a massive 2,621. It's got a top speed of 130, and with boost, that's closer to 400. It's got a mobility of 41. A jump range of 30 light years, a max crew of 7, a cargo of 3,605, a shield of 1,600, a hull of 1,436, a missile damage of 582, and a turret damage of 101. Alright, that wraps it up for the Spirit of Fire's stats. Now we're going to blow it up and get started with the build. Alright, we got the Spirit of Fire blown up here. This one's going to have to be done a little differently than usual, just considering the absolutely mind-boggling complexity of this build. A huge chunk of this ship is habitation, and there's multiple levels. So the way we're going to do it is we've got the front section on the left, the rear section on the right. Now with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and start with the bottom level of the first section. Alright, so starting with level 1 on the front section. At the front, we've got a shipbed 200 landing bay facing the front. On top of that, we got a Nova cowling 1L-TF. Behind that cowling, we've got a Deimos 1x1. Under that cowling, we've got a Deimos 1x1 again. On either sides of this bottom 1x1, we've got pinpoint 3G landing gears, one on either side. Now moving back behind this top 1x1, we've got a Deimos hull A. Behind that, we've got a Deimos belly making a little platypus tail back here, and that's going to be rotated that way. And underneath this Deimos hull A, we've got a 320 CB landing gear from the Deimos Star Yard and Sol. Alright, level 1 is done. We're going to move up to level 2. We're going to start with the Deimos 1x1 right here. On the front of that, we've got a porthole 4. On either side, we've got a Deimos Wing D port. Other side is a Deimos Wing D starboard. Moving back from the 1x1, we've got a Deimos hull A. And on either side, we've got more Deimos Wing Ds. This one's port aft. This one's starboard aft. Now moving back, we've got a Deimos all-in-one berth, 3x1. Right in the bottom middle snap point of this 3x1, we've got a Deimos Skag A. And on either side, on the back snap points, we've got one Horizon weapon mount with an Atlatl 280C missile launcher on the bottom. And that'll be the same on the other side. And that completes level 2. Now we're going to move on up to level 3. We're going to start with this Deimos 1x1. On the front, we've got a 10ST hauler shielded cargo hold. And then moving back from the 1x1, we've got 4 Deimos hull A's, all back to back. And on both sides of this 1x1, we're going to have a pair of Deimos engineering bays. This one's going to be A at the top. The one at the bottom is going to be a B. And on the fronts of these, we've got 2 Tayo mid caps. This one's starboard bottom. This one's port bottom. And those are going to be rotated with the rounded edge going in. Now we'll move on to the outside edges. On the front, we've got a Deimos bumper port 4. In the middle, we've got a Deimos bumper port mid. And on the back, we've got a Deimos bumper port aft. It's going to be exactly the same on the other side. And then on either side of both of these hull A's, we've got 4 Deimos wing C's. These ones are going to be port. These ones are going to be starboard. And that completes level 3. And now we're going to move on to level 4, the top level. We'll start at the front here with the Deimos 1x1. On top of that, we've got an Overseer 300 bridge. You can find this at Hopetown. On either side, we've got a pair of claws with some Stroud nose cap Ds. This one's a port 4. This one's starboard 4. On either sides of these, on this weapon snap point, we've got a pair of PBO 300 auto alpha turrets. One on either side. And make sure when you rotate these, you get them facing the front. Now we're going to move back. In the center, we got a Deimos control station 2x1. Behind that, we've got a Deimos Engineering Bay A, 3x1. And on either side here, going all the way to the first snap point of this engineering bay, we've got 3 Stroud Cowling 1 LAPTs. And it's going to be the same on the other side with 1 LA STs. And on either side of the back, we've got a Deimos Bumper Port Mid. This side's a Starboard Mid. And for the spine, just behind the cockpit, we've got a Deimos Cowling Aft, slanting up to the top of the cockpit. Behind this cowling, we've got a Deimos Spine D4. Behind that is a Deimos Spine F4. Behind that is a Deimos Spine E Aft. And at the very back is a Deimos Spine D4. And that completes your entire top level. Now the assembly process looks complicated, but I promise it's easier than it seems. We're going to start by double clicking level 2. Bring that over. And you'll put this porthole right above this Nova cowling. And that's pretty much all you have to do as far as alignment. Everything else, you'll go ahead and double click the layers. And when you bring them over, they'll line up flat at the back here. Same with this top level. Bring it back. That lines up flat right at the back. That's your entire front section. Now we're going to move on to the back with the same methodology. We'll start with the bottom. So for level 1, we've got 3 Deimos Hull A's back to back. On the bottoms of each of these is a 320 CB landing gear from the Deimos Star Yard. And then on top of the middle and the back, we've got a Deimos all-in-one berth 2x1. On the back of that, we've got a 10T hauler cargo hold. That's going to be facing this way. And on the back of this all-in-one berth, we've got 2 Deimos bumpers making some little ears. That's all for level 1. Pretty easy. We're going to move on to level 2 now. Start in the center here. We've got a Deimos 1x1. And on either side of this 1x1, we've got some Deimos 2x2s. You can also find these at the Deimos Star Yard. So on this side, we've got a Deimos Battle Station 2x2. And on this side, we've got a Deimos Engineering Bay 2x2. Now moving back from the 1x1, we've got a Theta Pinch D9 reactor. Moving back one more, we've got a J52 Gamma Grav Drive. And on either side of that, we've got some 500T HE3 tanks. And on the edges, we've got a pair of Supernova 2100 engines. Those will be connected on their bottom snap points right there. And that completes level 2. Now we're going to move on to level 3. Starting again in the center, we got a Deimos 1x1. On either side, we've got a Deimos Computer Core 2x1. Same for the other side. Connected to the outside edges, we've got some Stroud Nose Cap Bs for top, with a PBO 300 Auto Alpha turret on the sides, facing outwards. Same for this side, with the turret facing outwards again. And on the backs of your computer cores, we've got a pair of Ammon 4 engines. And that does it for level 3. And now moving on to the final level. In the center, we've got a Deimos Armory 2x1. On the front snap point, we've got a 100 DP Slim Docker top. On the back top snap point, we've got an Assurance SG-1800 shield generator. And on either side of the back snap point, we've got a Galleon S203 cargo hold. On the fronts of these, we've got some HopeTech Nose A's port. Same for the other side. Rotate them until you get a flat inside, so they both connect to this Armory 2x1 right here. Now moving on to the back. On either side, we've got a HopeTech pipes aft. And right in the center, we got an Ammon 1 engine. And that'll do it for your rear section. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble this too. You'll start by double-clicking level 1. You'll move it on forward. And that'll snap right behind this Skeg A right here. And just like before, that was the hardest part. With everything else, when you grab everything, you'll move it forward. And it'll snap right into the center on these flat back snap points here. Level 3. That'll fit perfectly right here. And finally, the top level. Slide it on over. And that covers up your vital components. And there you go. Your Spirit of Fire is complete. Thank you guys for watching. I hope the guide was easy enough to follow. I was definitely feeling the pressure on this one, but I think it turned out surprisingly well. But I also want to know what you guys think, so go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel. And if you're feeling generous, go ahead and leave a like and a sub on the way down. But with all that said, we're going to cut on over to some gameplay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
We could use a vacation. If you're feeling generous, you could help us out. Or we can just dust your ship. If that's how you want to play it.